It's early for us, for everybody who normally watches, but guess what, folks? We are having storms again, and I'm hoping I can get, I picked a really, I thought it would be a quick project to do with you all tonight, but then I remembered it's ink, and sometimes with ink there's the drying in between before you can actually do the layers, so I'm not sure we're going to get through this. But let me go ahead and just share this to my group so they know I'm on, and then we can get started. The storm came out of nowhere. Or I didn't know about it, at least. Maybe everybody else did, but I sure didn't. So we'll give it a couple of minutes, let a couple people get on. Hey Pam. I'm actually keeping my TV on. You never know when there might be a tornado warning. I'd have to run downstairs pretty quick. Hey Lisa. And Laura, I can always count on you. So, I am Patty Colbert, and I am an independent designer with Couture, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Like I said, we're just going to do a quick project tonight because another gift is needed. I didn't plan on doing pinwheels again, but actually we're doing the ink version of working with the transfer that we did the other night. We did it on our board the other night. Tonight we're going to do it on some tea towels. These make awesome gifts. A lot of people prefer working with ink just because it is very easy to use, but remember, I have told you this before. When you work with our ink products, it's so different than working with our paste products. The ink is permanent, but you do have to permanently set it. So if you were doing hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, pillows, banners, any type of cloth, any type of material, tea towels, you would have to heat set it with either an iron or a heat press, and tonight we're going to use my heat press. If you are doing a mug, someone asked me about mugs today. If you're doing a mug, if you're doing wine glasses, if you're doing a tray, those things need to be heat set in the oven. Very easy to do. You put the product in the oven after you ink it. It's still wet. You turn your oven on 350. Once it gets to 350, you bake that object for about 30 minutes. You shut your oven off and you just let it sit in there until the oven cools down. I usually do it at night and let the product sit in the oven overnight. You would pull it out of the oven and then just let it sit on your counter for about 24 hours, and then it's good to go. You're able to throw it in the dishwasher. It's dishwasher safe. Whereas our paste, you all know, our paste goes on wet, dries hard, is not permanent, so you can wash it off anytime. Unless you do want a project to be permanently sealed, you would spray seal it. I do a lot of that when I do nurseries or wedding signs. People like to save those type of boards they've already bought. So sometimes I would go ahead and seal them. You really don't have to. The only thing that you really have to seal is anything pretty much going outside. But our ink does work a little different. So what we're going to do tonight is, if we can share, you know who you are and you know how much I love you, share all this goodness. If you share, if we get up to, if we can get up to about 25 live viewers, then I'm going to do a giveaway. All the folks that share this video are put into the spinning wheel at the end of the month, And if we can get up to 20 shares tonight, we will do a giveaway as well. So 25 viewers, every 25 we'll do a giveaway, 20 shares we'll do a giveaway, and then don't forget you automatically get entered into the spinning wheel. Couple of things, I have told you about the Christmas in July sale. That's my personal sale. I've actually started going through my inventory already to mark it off. Before my Christmas in July sale, or around the same time, I'm not sure if it's going to come before or after, I do have inventory from our current catalog that will be selling off, because there's a lot more goodness coming out when I'm at convention next week. It's actually, it starts for me a week today, Wednesday, week tomorrow. I'm meeting some folks on Wednesday, but my part of the convention starts on Thursday, and then everybody should be there by Friday, so I'm really looking forward to it. But we are going to get a catalog. We're going to get to see all the new stuff coming out, the transfers, the surfaces, maybe some new colors. So, but with that in mind, any of our in vogue colors that are current right now are going to become obsolete. You will not be able to get your hands on those, so if it's something that you've been watching, go ahead. I say it all the time, you're better off ordering it now because it won't be around. The transfers that are being retired, they are selling out like hotcakes. I went to purchase a couple, not yesterday, the day before. They had already sold out. People know that they're retiring, so they want to make sure that they get them, you know, for fear that they won't get them, and that's what's happening. So, gave you fair warning. There's a bunch that are retiring July, and some are retiring August 1st. But if the inventory is depleted, they just shut it down. So there's no guarantees how much will be there. The video I did yesterday, there was actually 2 transfers on that one B-size transfer. That has sold out as a transfer. I do have some here. But Couture did come up with their own kit, their bundle kit. And it's called the chalk kit, and they have that in one of the kits. So you get the pillow stand, you get the pillow stand, you get the transfer. This is Us transfer, which is also it's good to be home transfer. So you get 2 transfers actually on one. So if you do the math, that's actually up to 30 combined uses out of one transfer. US, it's $36.99, and for my Canadian friends, I believe it's $46.99. I gotta check that number, but it's usually about $10 more Canadian than US. But they definitely have those available. And actually, it is a really good deal. You get the stand, you get the transfer, you get 2 paste colors. It's a great deal, so I highly recommend looking into the kits if it's something that you want to try. The only thing that you would need to get outside of the kit is a squeegee. I still have these kits available. I will always have these kits available. So if you've been looking at a 5x7 transfer, I can probably put the kit well, I know I can put the kit together for you if I have the transfer. So you would get your 5x7 transfer, you would get the board and base, you get 1 paste packet, a small mini squeegee, and these sell for $22 through me. If you are not a member of my VIP group, please type VIP, and I will make sure I send you an invitation to join the lounge. That's where all my steals and deals can be found, and that's where I am going to stop my Christmas in July sale. My VIP members do get first dibs on that, and they actually get a discount as well. So, If you are new to me, please type a 1. I would love to welcome you. Please let me know where you're watching from. If you watch this video and you feel that, hey, I might want to try those products, how do I do that? Drop a 2. I can tell you the many ways you can try our products. You can go right to my website. You can order product from the website. We have subscription boxes. Who doesn't love a good subscription box? That's $19.99, and in that subscription box you get monthly a B-size transfer, which is an 8.5 by 11 size transfer. You get 3 paste packets, and it's $19.99 per month, free shipping. Free shipping! And you can cancel after 3 months. And I probably, unless you become a designer, then you probably would never want to cancel because it's such a great deal. And the transfer is, the only people that can get those transfers are those in Club Couture or designers. Which leads me to number 3. Drop a 3 if you think you may want to become a designer like I am for Couture. It is amazing. I love it. I can do it all day long with no problems. You get, the benefits are unreal. Right off the bat, you get 40% off all product all the time. We have a great compensation plan. You get bonuses. You get designing dollars for free product. It's just something that I love doing, if you haven't figured that out by now. So 1 if you're new, 2 if you want more information on our products, and 3 if you think you might want to become a designer. So before we start, I am just going to pin my website for those that don't know it. And we will get started. I'm going to try and watch for comments. I really do try. I'm making something gorgeous today. Hey, Lou. No, Lou, you are the one who makes all the beautiful things. Aww. Alright, you're so cute. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be doing some ink. It's going to be fast. I'm afraid of the storms, and I'm hoping we can get through this. It is not easy to layer ink because it stays wet until you permanently set it. But we're going to try our best. Like I said, I didn't plan on coming on this early, but I know some of you were waiting on me today. So what I'm using are these awesome tea towels that I have found. If you need to find out where I get them from, just drop me a message and I can send you a link to where I get all my tea towels from. And these are going to be for 4th of July gifts, and like I said, we are going to use, this is the transfer from our June Club Couture. The June Club Couture is Pinwheels. If you decide to join Club Couture, if you were to join today, you would be enrolled starting in July. So this transfer would not be available to you unless you purchased it. You have a one-time option when you join Club Couture to purchase the month that you join. You can purchase that transfer, and then you can also purchase a kickstop kit, and that has a couple of frames in it. It has some white paste in it, a squeegee. When you hit Club Couture, you'll see a couple of options. Read through them, figure out what's best for you. Some people already have surfaces in white paste and don't need it, and some people are starting right from the beginning with Club Couture, and they need a couple of extra things. So, for those that watched me the other night, we did pinwheels, and we didn't use all the pieces. I'm going to make two, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to talk and work as we go and try to figure this out. And like I said, I'm going to want to layer this, and ink stays wet, so I got to be pretty careful as to how I'm going to do this. So the pinwheel transfer, if you remember, it comes with 3 different pieces of transfer that you can use, 3 different designs for pinwheels. You have the stripes, you have stars, and you have your buffalo plaid, and then you have a filler. Then it comes with the 2 sizes for the sticks, and then we have the button for the middle. This is the part that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to put on tonight while we're videoing, only because I do have to heat set it. We're going to try. If we mess it up, it's not a big deal. At least you get to know how to do it. We just got to figure out how we're going to make it work. I am only going to use 2 colors. I'm going to use, and again, I'm sticking with the ink. So I'm going to use our Candy Apple Red ink. You know how much I love my Candy Apple Red paste. Well, I love the ink too. And then this is our Midnight Sky, which is like a navy. And those are the 2 colors. Obviously, I don't need to use white because the background is white. You know what, the other color I could throw in, actually, I'm going to throw in one more color. I'm going to throw in silver. I think I'm going to make the sticks silver just to throw in. Yeah, I'm going to make the sticks and the button silver, just to throw in a 3rd color. And you never want to open the paste or ink over your project because you don't want to get that dried particle from opened paste or ink on top. Okay, so I think I'm going to do 2 pinwheels on each. I got to remember that this is going to be folded vertically and horizontally. So I think if the person that I want to give this to is going to hang them, then we might do opposite. So I can do freedom on one. I can do celebrate on the other. And I'm not going to do the pinwheels going the same way. So I think what I want to do is let's go ahead . I'm going to start with the word first, so then, I'm trying to think of how I'm going to put it down. Now, I'll start with this first, and then I'll put the word over the sticks. Haven't I always told you, the thing that takes me the longest is to figure out where I'm putting everything. I don't know why it takes me so long. So let's start with this one. We're going to do all blue. Sound good? And if you have any questions as we're going, if for some reason I don't get to them during the live, I promise you I will get to them tonight. And definitely answer any questions that you may have. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I think the way that these tea towels can be hung, I think I'm going to just kind of off-center them and definitely not be the matchy-matchy. You know me, matchy-matchy. But I think that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll have to wash these transfers in between because we are going to reuse them. They have been used before and we're going right on cloth, so I'm not worried about adding some extra fuzz on them. So if I do that, then I can put the sticks down this way. This will be the lowest one. And then I already know I'm going to raise it because I want the freedom right here. And I cut my finger today. So working with a Band-Aid is not easy. We have registration marks. I'm not going to worry about doing the registration marks with the tape that I showed you the other night. Because it's small, I can definitely match it up, and you can't put ink through on what you're working on because it will stay permanent. So if you feel that you do need your registration marks to guide you, then this is where you would put that marking tape underneath. But I think this is what I'm going to do with these guys. I think I'm just going to kind of go off-centered a little. Again, no rhyme or reason. I'm going to put this guy down just a little bit more. And that's it. So this one I'm going to do more blue. And then the other one I will do more red. Our ink, the consistency every time you open it should be fine. I have never ever had to add anything to my inks. They stay pretty wet. It's not like paste where they dry. So you should be all set every time you open your ink. Ink, I love to go in one direction. I don't like to go vertical than horizontal. You have more of a chance of it bleeding. And you just really want to make sure that that ink is being pushed through. Perfect. It's probably easier if I use this. You want to make sure you have no ink on your hands when you're pulling this up too. That's good. Now which one do I think I want to use again? I think I'm going to use this one. So let me wash this one off. Normally you would put this in a water bath, and let it, when you're done with your project, but because I need to use one of these, I'm going to wash it now and let it dry, or dry a little bit at least. And because I'm putting it on white, I want to make sure I get all that residual ink off. That should be all set. And of course, you don't have to do as many pinwheels on your project. You can do 1, you can do 2, you can do 3. You can duplicate them. It's your project, you can do what you want. But I just want to have this one ready to put back down on the next one. So I'm going to let this sit on my fuzzing cloth for 1 minute while we get to the next one. Okay, so while this pot is drying, I already know we can do the sticks. So I'm going to put it through there, put it through there. I'm going to do this, and then we can do the fill-in. Hopefully that will dry a little bit. Like I said, it's not as easy as using the paste. The paste, we could just take that blow dryer out in between layers. But when you're working with the ink, it's a little different. And I think this is going to end up, let me dry it a little bit. So I'm just using a heat gun that I have. Of course, we're using an ink mat on the bottom. The reason why we use that is so your project doesn't slide all over the place. So I'm just going to dry this a little. That way I can get the transfer down without messing any of that ink. Hey Angie, Sharon, oh my God, Brulee, how are you? I haven't seen you forever. And Chris, and Phyllis, how are you, Phyllis? I think of you often, I really do. Okay, like I said, I just want to make sure I can get that piece of the transfer on this without pulling it up and messing it up. You don't want to get this close or too close with the heat gun because your ink can bubble up a little bit. Now, if you don't have an ink mat, we do have these. This is a Couture Ink mat. If you don't have an ink mat at home, you can use a piece of cardboard underneath. I like the ink mat because it is sticky. People don't, some people don't need it, but you really want to get something like a piece of cardboard underneath because that ink can go through and make a mess on your countertop, or remember, it's permanent. I tend to get paste all over my countertops and not worry too much about it, but the ink is a totally different story. Again, your ink should be fine every time you open it. Nothing would need to be added. I still like to stir it up. When I have class and people are using inks, you never know if something got in it or, you know, there's a particle of dust in it. So I still like to stir it around, but there's never really any reason why you would have to add water to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this stick coming this way. And if you remember from the other night, we actually used straws for the sticks. Those are kind of cute. So pushing that ink right through the mesh. Being a lot more careful than I would if I was using paste. Coat up, and I can use this one right away. Put it down. Push that ink through. Perfect. Because I'm going to need this, I'm going to take 1 second and I'm going to wash it so it can be ready for the next two. Okay, now I'm going to let this pot dry just a little bit more. While that's drying, I think what we're going to end up, I think we're going to do Freedom in Blue. I'm just trying to eyeball where I want this to go. So I want the transfer to go over part of this stick, so I'm going to dry it off a little bit. I've made so many 4th of July things this year, more so than last year. A lot of customers have been placing orders for them too. So Laura, yeah, I think I did cover that. I'm trying not to have it go too deep. The sticky pad, so, and you can find these types of sticky pads at any craft store as well. I think ours are amazing. We have several different sizes, and it really does keep your project in place, which is why I like using the sticky pads. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that in blue. And then we'll do the other one in white. So you would want to make sure you get all those air bubbles out as if you were working with the chalk on a chalkboard. It's the same instructions. If you were to leave an air bubble in your transfer, then your ink is going to bleed. And then it gets to be messy, and because it's ink, you're not going to be able to fix it. And then you're going to ruin your project, and you're going to be very sad. And I'm going to be very sad for you. Right. How are we with the shares? Remember, Facebook has changed this. I cannot see shares anymore. Okay, I have decided I'm going to do this Freedom in all red. Like the paste, you want to be generous. The great thing about the ink is you have so much more time to work because it doesn't dry fast. You can really take your time and not worry about having your paste, or not worrying about the ink drying like the paste does. Make sure you push it through that screen. Pull up the excess. Pull away. That's one. So by now, these should have dried. I'm going to pick it up and show you when I'm done. So I'm going to now take the filler and remember I said I didn't, there's registration marks. I didn't use the registration marks because it's easy for me to line them up, but okay, I have ink on my Band-Aid and it just got on the towel. That sucks. So I got a little bit of ink on that towel. You really can't see it, but I can see it. I'm just going to take a little bit of alcohol. I'm not going to worry too much about it because I'm going to put a ribbon around this as a gift. Too much about that. Okay, so like I said, I can line this up. I'm going to use red for both sides. Ta-da. And we'll do the second one. Have you all started your 4th of July decorating yet? If any of my local friends are looking for a new wreath, I have the best wreath lady. I know you probably don't want to be called a wreath lady, but I promise you I have the best local wreath lady who can help you out. So that looks awesome. Let me wash this piece because we're going to have to use it again. That looks good. And we'll put the little buttons in the middle of it. So if you're watching for the first time, we usually don't stop and wash our transfers, but because I'm doing 2 different towels and I want to reuse this piece, we have to stop and wash. Put it on the towel. That. That one. I'm going to dry it a little so I can get those buttons on there. Hey, Cam. So if you haven't started decorating, you really need to look through all our transfers. Oh, that's still wet. I'm trying to do this without taking the mat off. Still, I could probably do it. All right, here's the little button guy. It's going right in the middle. Again, we're going to be using this part of the transfer again, so I want to get it washed so it dries. And believe it or not, we're done. I'm going to show you how to heat set it. next one. It would be just my luck to get it all in this ink that I put aside here. Okay, so I'm going to put my heat press on 350. I'm going to do 325. And then I use Teflon. You can use parchment paper. You don't want to use wax paper because, of course, wax paper will melt. So when you go to heat something, you can use an iron. I have this because I had it even prior to being part of Couture, so it's just something that I had. But an iron is fine. Most people do use an iron. And you want to go ahead and heat set both the front and the back. And then once I do that, you will be able to throw it in the washing machine. That easy. I love the red and the blue. Hey, Gronk. When my dogs hear me talking to you all, they think somebody's up here with me, so they always come running up here. I think it's funny. And then they find out it's just me, and they're like, So... Hey, hi Amy. Hey Sue. And Donna. Thanks for joining, guys. Like I said, this one's just going to be quick and fast. I want to make sure I get this done before the storm comes. And I'm just going to do it for 30 seconds. And I put a little bit of pressure on it. I don't really know if you need to. I think it's habit more than anything. Looks wonderful. And I've already got some ribbon because, you know, I gotta tie me a good ribbon. Not that I make good ribbons, but I love putting ribbons on my tea towels. They really make a pretty gift, and they're very inexpensive. Like I said, if you are looking to make tea towels and you want the link for where I purchased mine, just send me a message. Let me do the back side. I usually like to put something down. So I had bought a bunch of these buffalo plaid ones for the holidays, and I'm not sure if you've seen them. Like I said, I don't take pictures of everything because there would be just way too many pictures. But I did these red and white buffalo plaid tea towels for the holidays, and I did a gold reindeer from one of our transfers. kid you not, I probably made 30 or 40 of them, in addition to a lot of the other ones I made. But it's just one of those things I didn't plan on making, and I made one, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna stick with that. And it looked so pretty. And we are done. So I know you can't get a feel because this obviously is going to be folded. We're going to put the ribbon up. Well, it's not going to be folded like that, guys. Let me kind of do it the way I would want to do it. And then I'll show you later. But it's kind of going to go like this. Pretty? What do you think, guys? So we're going to do the next one and make it just a little bit different. Kind of cute, isn't it? I like it. Do you like it? I do. It'll look pretty with the ribbon. Let me unfold it so you can actually see it. I know the light isn't anything great, but okay, so that's one. We'll set this over here, and then we'll start the next one. So we got the same tea towel, the same size. The only thing I want to kind of do is not hit that ink. I want to see where I put the words on that one and kind of line it up to this one. But I'm not going to do the pinwheels the same way, so I'm not too worried about that. But how far down did we come? It's going to be right about that height. Okay, who's in the mood for making tea towels now? It is such an easy gift to grab on your way out, which is why I love making them. All right, so we already washed this one, and we washed this one. So it looks like we're going to use these two. I'm going to kind of do the opposite. Oops, wait a minute, we need, did that one, 1, 2. I was going to do the buffalo plaid. So on that one I did the stars on the right. So I'm going to do the stars. And remember, I'm not trying to match. Actually, I might do it this way. I might go stars, and I might do this one higher. I'm not matching the other side, so we can do whatever we want. And then we'll do the sticks, and then the word. What do you think? I think that's what we're going to do. So I do that like this. I can do that. I might crisscross the sticks actually on this one. That might look cool. But regardless, we're going to do it in, we're going to do the Pinwheel's Dominant Red, and then we'll do this in blue, which will be the opposite of the first towel we did. Okay? So 1, 2, we did the filler. Yep. Okay. So remember, you want this ink to get pushed right through the open mesh area. When I'm working with ink, I prefer to keep it consistent with my lines. I like working vertically. It's just less likely to get any air bubbles underneath. And again, with ink, you have a little bit more time to work because it doesn't dry as fast as the paste. Perfect. That's one. Perfect 2. And we'll do the sticks, the buttons, the fill in, and then blue. I think that will work. Let's go ahead and do this one now. You can let those two dry, and I can put the sticks going over this if I had to. So we're going to do this in the Midnight Sky Blue. We kind of do an opposite what we did with the first one. Make sure there's nothing on your fingers. Ta-da! Okay, let's go ahead and dry these top ones. We're going to do the fill-in with the navy. And again, you can use the registration marks. I am not. You want to press it down so there's no air bubbles. And press right through that mesh. Perfect. I'm definitely gonna, I don't know if it's, I get so nervous when I work with the ink because I know if I get it on anything, it's gonna stay. So I'm so paranoid always what my fingers look like in working with a Band-Aid. It's not easy. So let's push this one down again. If you're just joining and you're looking at this, you're probably thinking, what is she doing? What is that even supposed to be? Doesn't look like pinwheels, does it? Okay, then we're going to make the sticks. And you know what? Knowing me, I'll touch it. So actually, we know we're not going to use the blue anymore. Let's go ahead and close that. We're not going to use the red anymore. We can close that. Just going to use the silver. And then we will heat set it and be good to go. Let's dry it a little bit. Again, the reason why I'm drying it is I don't want any of the, let me pick this one up. I don't want any of the green sticking to wet ink. If you do that, it's going to ruin it. But it is a cute little project. Like I said, I can't see how many shares, so please share my video. I love to let people know about Couture. I love spreading all the chalk goodness. I am definitely trying to build my network, whether it's here in the States or in Canada. I have talked about this many times. We have launched in Canada. And so I'm building my Canadian team, and it is a ground floor opportunity for our Canadian friends, which is an unbelievable position to be in. So if you know anybody who may want to do Couture, send them my way. I would love to chat with them, answer any questions they have. If you are thinking about becoming a designer here in the United States, it's $99. It's a one-time fee. You get, you know what? Let me try that a little. For $99, you're going to get $240 worth of product. Great product that you will use. It will help you start your business if that's what you want to do, or make lots of nice gifts. There's so much that you can do with what's included. Everything is usable, I promise. And corporate then maintains your website for you. Your website would look just like my website. The best part is if anybody buys product from you off your website, it is shipped directly to them. There is no running around on your part, guys. It's shipped, they order it and it's shipped directly to them. Period, end of story. Can't get any easier than that. Okay. So we're going to do the silver here. How far up did I go with those? To the button. Go all the way up to the button. Yep. Kind of having these crisscross a little. This is putting the stick of the pinwheel on. Pull this side up. Hey, I kind of crossed it over on the letters. And then I think I'm going to actually go this way with it. This will be fun doing it right here. Kind of crisscross a little bit. And this is me being paranoid. I just like to keep the ink off my fingers, especially when I'm working with white. A little bit more maybe. A little bit more in there. And now we just gotta do the buttons. So let me just dry this a little bit up the top so I can add the buttons, and then we will heat set it. So if you're going to use a heat gun when you're inking, you don't want to get too close because the ink will bubble. If this is what I'm talking about, I've got ink all over the place. The ink will bubble if you get too close with these guys. A lot of times I'll just use my blow dryer. I won't even take out this heat gun. The only reason why I'm taking it out tonight during the video is so I can speed the process up a little bit. That's the other thing. If you guys watch me when I do regular pasting, I mean, I never go through wet wipes, but it's a little bit of see, I'm looking. It's a little bit of paranoia for me when I'm working with ink. Perfect. We are going to heat set it. And then we'll be good to go. Just going to dry it before I put the hot iron on it. So, that is ink in a nutshell. You can do baby onesies, pajamas. I've done a couple of baby showers. You can do hats. Any transfer that we have, you can use with both our paste and our ink. Hey, Michelle. Again, I would love for anybody who's watching to please share. If you're catching me on a replay later and share, you still will get put on the spinning wheel. And that drawing is the first of every month for the previous month. So share to all your groups that you're in. You never know if you might get something special from me. I'm trying to build my network, and I can only do that when you guys help me out. Okay. So, that's that. Let's take this off. So again, this is our sticky mat. One of them anyways. We have 2 different sizes. And if you find that that's too big, you can always cut them. So I'm going to do this both sides. About 30 seconds, 325. I use Teflon. You can use parchment paper. The only thing you don't want to use is wax paper, because wax paper will melt. wet wipe, and then you try to pull a wet wipe. That's not so good. And then I'm going to do it on the other side. And these are going to be gifts, so obviously I don't need to wash them, but if you were going to wash them, you want to wait 24 hours. And then that's going to be it. And don't ever ink with a Band-Aid on. I've never inked with a Band-Aid on until tonight. And now I know I'll never do it again. Okay, so here's this one. I can't close it like I want to. It's still a little tacky, but there's that one. So just imagine it's folded pretty. It's going to be like that with some kind of ribbon on it. I'll figure that part out tomorrow. So that's this one. Let me get them together. And here's this one. Sorry guys, it's hard to show them both. So we have our freedom, and then we have our celebrate. And I'll fix them up and I'll take pictures and I'll post pictures tomorrow so you can see what they look like. What do you think? Do you like it? They do make great gifts. They really, really do. So if I can help you with any of these, let me know. Again, this was a Club Couture transfer. So it is, you can only get it if you are part of Club Couture. If you joined in the month of June, you're actually going to get July's transfer. This is June's transfer, but if you join, you have the option of purchasing this transfer. And you only have that option when you join. So this will be going away. This will not be available outside of the month of June. But, you know, we have so many other things that are. Look at that kit I was telling you about, the one with This Is Us and It's Good to Be Home. That is a spectacular deal. You can get that right from the website. It's under Chalk Kits, under the shop button. Club Couture has a tab of its own, but the Chalk Kit boxes, I think, are under shop. And of course, my kits are available. Just let me know if you want one of these. I can mail these out to you. I can put any 5x7 transfer in it for you. I have a bunch already made, pre-made. One paste color would be the $22. If you want a second paste color, it's $24. You get the transfer, the board and base, the mini squeegee, paste. If you are looking for a gift, this is an awesome gift because everything's already put together, and then they can use the transfer 15 times. Or if you're thinking about joining or trying the product, this is a great way to do it too. Very inexpensive to try. and it goes a long way. So that's it. I think we beat the storms. They are coming, so I am going to go ahead and clean up so I'm not stuck with no power maybe. Okay? Thanks for joining. Sorry it was a rush and not very much notice and a lot earlier than I normally go on. This might be better for some people. I don't know. Let me know what is a good time for lives, and I really do try to be very accommodating with all that, with my schedule too, with your schedule. So thanks for joining. Love you, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye.